John, you're the joined London Irish on trial and latest person to join the club. Can you tell us a bit about yourself, who you've played for before? And
Sure. I played for Wasps for 3 years,
yeah.
And then I spent some time with Northampton and Newcastle, and most recently spent 5 weeks with Bradford Boys Rugby League.
Right, okay. And how was the rugby league compared to the Union?
It was good. I really enjoyed it. It was an option 3 years ago before I signed for Newcastle. I had a contract offer from Bradford, and when I basically decided that it was probably right for me to move from Newcastle. We were in contact again with Bradford,
yeah,
and that was an option. So I played 4 games for them. Unfortunately, it turned out that there was no offer,
yeah,
which put me in a difficult position. But fortunately, having spoken to Toby, being offered an opportunity, and hopefully it should work out.
Yeah. And how have you find London Irish compared to other clubs?
It's a great setup. Really ultra professional. Very professional on all fronts. Obviously, nice training facilities, good pitches. The conditioning team is spot on. So very impressed, to be honest. Obviously, there's some great players here as well, and I sort of feel lucky that there's an opportunity.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. And you made your debut against Harlequins.
Yep.
And then also played in the Anglo-Welsh Cup. How do you feel it's gone in those games?
Considering I'd had a few weeks off, maybe a month or so, maybe 5 weeks since the last game, so I was feeling a little bit rusty. And obviously,
yeah,
the guys are sort of 8 games ahead of me.
Yeah.
So I was reasonably happy for where I am at the moment, but obviously I want to improve, and the more match fitness I get, the closer I feel I'll become to the rest of the guys who are a little bit ahead of me at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just going back to the rugby league, is that a game that you played when you were younger, or?
No, it's basically a game that I'd always been interested in playing. Thought that would probably suit my style of play, and having worked with some rugby league coaches in the past, the guys have always said to me, look, they'd be very well suited to rugby league. I worked with a guy, Frank Panisi, at Northampton, who's now at Melbourne rugby league team in Australia, and obviously Sean Edwards had a big influence on my career at Wasps, and some of these guys have said to me, look, you'd be quite well suited.
Yeah. What position were you playing?
I was on the wing.
Yeah.
Which would probably be the most simplest position to cross.
Yeah.
But once the game was once I'd played the game a bit more, there would definitely have been an opportunity to play in the forwards. There's a lot of the guys that play forwards at rugby league also play backs as well. Yeah,
yeah. So, I mean, regarding the rest of this season, what are your aims and ambitions?
Well, hopefully because obviously at the moment it's not a permanent deal. Hopefully we look to make that permanent very shortly, and then just fight for a position, which is never going to be easy, because they've got some pretty impressive outside backs here.
Yeah.
But I've played for some pretty good teams with some good outside backs, and always had a fair share of games. And I also feel that I sort of bring a different option to the back line. So hopefully I can make it permanent, and then impress the teammates and coaches to get some game time.
Yeah. And you got Cardiff on Sunday. Have you played against them before? Or?
I don't think I have. No, I played against Llanelli a few times, and Gwent a few years back with Newcastle, but I don't think I've played against Cardiff, not that I can remember, in a long while. So hopefully I'm involved, and hopefully it'll be a good game.